Oh, okay, anyone stop? I might need some help here. Okay. Okay, let's stop, guys. I'm gonna clear the stage, guys. It's not appropriate for me to be fucking very bad.
You're certified fire pilot level.
Let's do just a round of applause to make sure that guy is safe and gets home.
How would you react if someone collapsed during your performance? For comedian Eric Johnston, the answer was simple. Call 911, then turn it into material. This might cost extra, he joked as medics arrived, somehow making a life-threatening situation feel okay. What separates the comedians who become heroes from those who crash and burn when real emergencies happen on their watch? The answer might change how you see stand-up forever. When most people think of comedians, they picture sharp-witted performers with perfect timing and the ability to crush hecklers. But there's another side to stand-up that rarely makes highlight reels. What happens when real emergencies crash the show? That's when you discover the difference between a true professional and just someone with a microphone. Take Eric Johnston, a comedian performing at a small club in Portland when suddenly an audience member collapsed near the front of the stage. While amateur comedians might panic or awkwardly continue their set, Johnston immediately switched modes. The room went silent as he called out, "I might need some help here," and motioned for staff to call 911.
Oh, okay, anyone stop? I might need some help here. Okay. Okay, let's stop, guys. I'm gonna clear the stage, guys. It's not appropriate for me to be fucking very bad.
You're certified fire pilot level.
If anyone ever has any contact with him, you can come back to our show online at any time. Just make sure to do that again.
What's impressive wasn't just that Johnston paused his show, it's how he handled the entire situation. He cleared space around the man, made sure he was breathing, and stayed with him until paramedics arrived. No jokes, no awkward commentary, just focused attention on someone who needed help. Johnston essentially became the room's leader during those tense minutes, showing the kind of presence of mind you'd expect from emergency workers, not someone who tells jokes for a living. When Johnston finally returned to the stage after the man had been safely taken to the hospital, the crowd didn't just applaud, they gave him a standing ovation. One audience member later posted online, "Watched a comedian become a hero tonight. Eric Johnston saved the guy's life, then came back and still killed his set. Legend status." This isn't just a one-off example of comedy heroics. Matt Rife, whose popularity has exploded in recent years, has faced medical emergencies at his shows multiple times. During a sold-out performance in Nashville, a woman near the front started experiencing what appeared to be a seizure. Without hesitation, Rife paused mid-joke and said, "Can we get a paramedic real quick?"
Yo, can we get a paramedic real quick? Paramedic, please. You feeling okay? You promise? Yeah, of course. Just don't use it for the obituary, my God. You okay to stay? You promise?
She will tell us if we leave.
Okay, all right, just take it easy. Try not to have a good time, all right?
He kept the crowd calm while directing venue staff, proving that his quick thinking wasn't just luck. What's particularly impressive about Rife's approach is his ability to balance genuine concern with appropriate humor. After ensuring the woman was receiving proper care, he eased the room's tension with a perfectly timed joke. "Just don't use it for the obituary." The line got a huge laugh, not because it was insensitive, but because it acknowledged the situation while assuring everyone things were under control. Ryan Sickler demonstrated similar crisis management skills during a show in Philadelphia when an audience member fainted. Sickler immediately stopped his set, called for medical help, and kept the crowd informed throughout the entire process. When someone from the back shouted for him to continue, Sickler shut them down with, "I'm not doing another joke until I know this person is okay." The audience responded with applause that had nothing to do with his comedy. What's remarkable about these situations is how these comedians seem better prepared for emergencies than many people with actual emergency training. Perhaps it's because comedians spend their careers reading rooms, managing unpredictable situations, and dealing with the unexpected. When someone collapses during a corporate seminar, panic often ensues. When it happens at a comedy club, these performers often handle it with surprising composure exposure. Johnston's case remains particularly notable for how he transformed what could have been a tragedy into a moment that brought the entire room together. After the paramedics took over, he returned to the microphone and said, "Well, that's one way to get out of a comedy show," which broke the tension perfectly. The audience, who minutes before had been witnessing a potential tragedy, erupted in relieved laughter. What these comedians demonstrate goes beyond their ability to navigate an emergency. It speaks to a broader understanding of responsibility. When someone takes the stage, they're not just there to perform, they're temporarily the leader of that room. The best comics understand this intuitively. They recognize that while getting laughs is their job, ensuring everyone's safety is their duty. The microphone reveals more than just a comedian's wit. It exposes their character when things go sideways. But not all comics rise to the occasion like our heroes. Some crumble under pressure, revealing something much uglier beneath the jokes. Take Chris D'Elia, who faced the exact same emergency scenario as those comedy heroes we just talked about.
It changes it, but sometimes they don't. Like Major League Baseball did it recently. They were just like, June 1st happened, they were like, maybe we don't have to, yo, is this guy all right? Yeah, round of applause. I mean, wow, that's a crazy, to talk, I guess that Pride Month bit really hit him hard. Okay. Manifest happy thoughts? Okay. I mean, I did want to come up here and kill tonight, but I don't want... Too soon, huh?
Instead of stepping up when an audience member began having a seizure, D'Elia made a decision that left his audience horrified. Rather than pausing his set to ensure the person got help, he awkwardly continued performing, as if his punchlines somehow mattered more than someone potentially dying on the floor. What makes D'Elia's response particularly appalling was his attempt to mine the medical emergency for laughs. "I hope he doesn't die," D'Elia quipped to the stunned audience. "I did want to come up here and kill tonight, but I don't want to..." The joke landed like a lead balloon, and you can probably guess what happened next. The crowd, which had paid to laugh, quickly turned hostile. Nothing kills audience goodwill faster than watching a performer prioritize their ego over basic human decency. When faced with their disapproval, D'Elia doubled down with defensiveness. "Oh, you, dude, you know how hard it is to do this somnaire right now," as if he was the victim in this scenario, not the person convulsing on the floor.
Guy just straight up goes like this, you know what? It. Laying down, how do you even lay down on a chair? The guy laid down on a chair. Yeah, round of applause. I mean, wow, that's a crazy, to talk, I guess that Pride Month bit really hit him hard. Okay. Manifest happy thoughts? Okay. I mean, I did want to come up here and kill tonight, but I don't want... Too soon, huh?
This self-centered response reveals the fundamental mistake some performers make during emergencies. They see the crisis through the lens of their own inconvenience, rather than as a moment that requires leadership. While Johnston, Rife, and Sickler immediately recognized their temporary authority came with responsibility, D'Elia saw only a disruption to his stage time. Sometimes the universe delivers its own punchlines, as comedian Heather McDonald discovered. After joking about being vaccinated and proudly declaring, "Jesus loves me the most," McDonald dramatically collapsed mid-sentence, hitting her head and suffering a skull fracture. The internet, as you might expect, had a field day with the timing. Social media lit up with comments like, "Never challenge God to a comedy showdown," turning McDonald's unfortunate collapse into a lesson about cosmic irony. Andrew Schultz presents a more complex case study in crisis management. When faced with an audience member having a seizure, Schultz initially did everything right, checking on the person, ensuring they received medical attention, and keeping the crowd calm. But as his set continued, his behavior took a troubling turn. When a concerned woman in the audience spoke up about his jokes following the emergency, Schultz went on the attack. "You know what also isn't funny? Anything you're going to say for the rest of this, so," he fired back. In an instant, Schultz transformed from concerned human to defensive performer, showing how quickly the ego can reassert itself even after a moment of genuine concern. These cautionary tales highlight an uncomfortable truth about live performance. Emergencies strip away the carefully crafted persona and reveal who someone truly is. When the spotlight suddenly illuminates a crisis instead of a punchline, we see the person behind the performer with crystal clarity. The contrast couldn't be clearer between comedians who view their audiences as human beings deserving dignity and safety, and those who see them merely as props for their performance. While Johnston ensured medical professionals took over before continuing his show, Daya couldn't be bothered to pause long enough for someone to receive proper care. One approach builds community, the other destroys it.